So Meghan's holiday special dropped, and yes, it was as expected. So yeah, we're gonna break this down and explore this. And I'm feeling particularly festive and jovial, so you're going to get not my necessarily professional outlook on this, but more my, as you have come to know and love, my sarcastic tone, should I say. So if you like this type of thing, where I break down celebrities, the royal family, digging into the truth, not that's clickbait, not gossip, getting to the meat and gravy of it all, then this could be the channel for you. Don't forget to please like and subscribe if you haven't already, and give the video a hype, as it does help the algorithm and show YouTube that I am a channel worth keeping. Go grab your cuppa, whether it's some eggnog or whatever it is. Sit back, relax, as we get into some tea with some, well, sarcasm today. So yes, her Christmas, because she's called it holiday. I mean, let's be honest, that's the first thing. The first thing is the fact that she's called it sort of this holiday special. But can I just say, the hopes and dreams of Meghan dropping this in the hope that it was going to upstage the royal family state dinner banquet beautifulness that was Catherine, the Princess of Wales. Well, it literally did it did nothing. Everywhere that I could see, as far as my eyes could see, we saw pictures of Catherine and William. And didn't Catherine look absolutely spectacular? And I will put a picture. This was the official picture that was put up of the two of them, but there's some others as well, which I will just show you here. Honestly, I know that most of us know this, but there is nothing that this beautiful woman could wear that, in my opinion, could create me to go, yeah, that's not a good look. Nothing. No matter what colour it is. I mean, don't get me wrong, there are certain colours that I feel that really do. I mean, I do love her in yellow. I actually think she looks spectacular in red. But to be honest, anything. And this blue just looked regal, magical, dreamy. It was just like picture Christmas card perfect. And it was everywhere. I mean, there was just pictures of her laughing and William looking so dapper and handsome. Pictures of them out during the days. Obviously, they did welcome in the German president, and it was just magical. It was just lovely, and it was everywhere. And so, like I say, the dreams and the hopes that Meghan had that this was going to overshadow this event just crumbled into dust. And in my sarcasm, I'm here for it. Because it's so deserved. This woman has done nothing but try to eclipse the royal family in every which way. And what makes this worse is that this ridiculous holiday special was not filmed recently, and she exposed herself by adding this, and I'll just show it to you now.
Tiny bit. She has been bathed, so she's looking great. So are you, my darling Guy.
Yes, you can see that Guy is in the footage. She even says his name. And we all know that Guy passed away supposedly, because nothing, to be fair, I don't believe anything that comes out of her mouth. But apparently he did pass away in January. And so, she put an Instagram whole thing up about it. Don't get me wrong, losing an animal is devastating, but the unfortunate thing with Meghan and Harry is that they have lied so much that I'm not even sure if I believe that when they actually say something that could be genuine is whether it is genuine or not. But the fact of the matter is, this means that this was filmed whilst he was alive. So this was potentially filmed when she was actually just doing the series. So she always knew that she was going to, or she's pitched the idea of this Christmas holiday special. And so then the fact that she's waited and purposely timed it to drop on this state banquet. And I know that some people say, how can they know when the royal family are going to do things? I think Harry knows. I mean, there was rumours back this year that they were exchanging diaries, so they didn't upstage each other, which has failed. And that could be because, well, they wanted the diary so they could do that. Look at the fact that Harry tried to upstage his brother when his brother went to Rio de Janeiro, and Harry suddenly decided out of nowhere to go to Canada, even though nobody invited him there. So we know that that's what they're doing. So the fact that she tried to drop this 2 days prior to the beautiful Christmas Carol service that Catherine now does, it's just wonderful. And the fact there was this state banquet. So yeah, and she drops this, and it just, no one spoke about it. It wasn't on social media. It wasn't anywhere. I mean, there might have been the odd thing that come out, but it was all about this state banquet, all about how beautiful Catherine looked, and that tiara, which was it Queen Victoria's tiara, and a nod to the late Queen, because the late Queen wore it as well, and it was huge, and it was stunning, and it was very Queen-like. Honestly, you can just sort of see it, and actually, as I was watching this picture, I'm sorry, I'm fangirling here, because it was just, I was watching, looking at this picture, and I was like, oh, I can see it. I can see these two as King and Queen. I can see it. It's just so magical and wonderful. But anyway, so yeah, so that was the first thing, and like I say, the fact that she's lied, and of course, Harry gets dragged into it.
Hi, guys. I smell gum.
I there's so much buzz.
It is delicious. I'm not so sure it's as good as your mum's, but certainly close. Wow.
What? Oh my gosh. My mom will love you for that. You know what? What a good thing to say for your mother-in-law.
Exactly.
I really do feel that she kind of sort of, we know she uses him. So she uses him for, let's, drag Harry into it. But again, you've done this festive special, Christmas special, because it is Christmas, it's not holiday. And she's done this, seasonal festive thing, and no children. So there's no going to get the tree with the children. There's just nothing. Now, I know that I say this, but you know how I feel about these alleged children. You know my thoughts on this. And if you're new here, then I please, suggest you go and watch the children playlist, because it explains everything that I think. But when you are doing a Christmas special and you've got your husband, why would you not have your children? It's Christmas. You're decorating the tree, you're doing, and it's like, why would you not? The mainstream media don't say this. Why do they not say, hello, where are the children? Because even if you blurred the children's faces, and my theory is, as I've always said, is that when she does some of the things that she does, the children are not there. Or either you've got the girl there because the girl's a recent adoption, or when she filmed this, there were no children because, like I say, she filmed this when Guy was alive. So this was possibly even before she was allowed to put the girl up on social media or have her face public. And I don't believe the boy lives with them. So they can only sort of maybe do things if he comes over and visits. And even then, there might be some kind of clause where they're not allowed to show him. So she can't show the girl because then people would be like, well, hang on a minute, how comes the girl is in this but not the boy? So rather than have all of this, she just chooses to omit them completely. Or she does what she did with the pumpkin patch and she photoshops them in, you know, or the boy in. But again, it's like this beige, boring Meghan acting as if she's actually invented Christmas. Like she is so stuck in this time warp of when she very first started her TIG blog. She's stuck in that. She really is. It's like it's all she knows. And so she is literally stuck in this time warp of, well, the TIG kind of worked. So she's like, you know, taken that and then put it into this Netflix thing. But people are so over it. People are so done. I mean, like I say, when you complain about wearing beige in the royal family, like you couldn't wear colours, and then the minute you're out of the royal family, all you do is wear beige, and now you're doing a very beige Christmas. I mean, look, I'm going to be honest. I couldn't watch all of it because I get so wound up, and I find myself yelling at the screen. It just doesn't do my sanity. And we are in December, and I want to have peace, tranquility, and festive, and feel happy thoughts and sparkly thoughts and all the wonderfulness that is Christmas. And when I watch her, I can't. I want to throw my mince pie at the TV, and I'm not prepared to waste my mince pie. I'm just not. So I was watching it, and then I thought, you know what? The Bubble family will know and understand that I just cannot. I cannot. She's just so nauseating. But yeah, like I say, it was just amazing to me. And of course, then we've got the fact that she's wet in the trailer. She wears the dress that she stole. And I think the biggest thing, which, I mean, the backlash, I mean, here's some of the backlash. And of course, there's always going to be some diehard fans. But the backlash has been, I'm not even going to say harsh. I feel deserved, you know, and I do sometimes, because I have to take my therapist head off sometimes, because obviously I'm not a therapist 24/7, and I do have a little bit of a wicked sense of humour, and I think, you know, I'm definitely a true Gemini. I definitely have two sides. I have this one sensible, I do my job, I can do my job very well, I've done it long enough to know how to do my job, to separate. But outside of that, I have this kind of cheeky, naughty sense of humour, and I can be very blunt, very say what I think. And sometimes I do wish that I had never come on YouTube as a therapist. I think the way I started this was just the, you know, and don't get me wrong, it's given me the tools and the means to be able to, like I say, do the free therapy program. There's some amazing things. I've connected with some amazing people, but I do sometimes wish that I'd come on completely separate from that and just done me, like the other side of me, because I think I possibly would maybe get more views if I was that version. But it's very hard to do that when you've also come on and said, you know, yes, I'm a professional, because it's that balancing act. And if there's anyone in the comments here that's a professional therapist like myself, you kind of know what that feels like. It's like outside of that, you are a certain way, but people sort of expect you to be still a little bit professional even when you're not. And with Meghan, it's like my professional hat literally just gets thrown in the bin and stomped on, because I just can't. So yeah, so we've seen this dance with her play out over the years, ever since that even before she left. We know that this is what she's trying to do, and I've got a video lined up. Like I said, I've got two. I've got one regarding the boy and another one in regards to what I feel her plan is. Don't know if I think it will be successful, but it's, yeah, so if nothing else happens, I'll do it next week. But yeah, so the fact that you've got people that have done these Christmas specials, these ones with the food and the laying things out. Martha Stewart, of course, is the one that everyone springs to mind. And over here in the UK, it's Mary Berry. You know, we've had, you know, Nigella Lawson has done them. The difference being, even when you've got somebody, I think like Nigella, I don't think she filmed in her own house. She had like a stage house, like what Meghan has. But the difference being is that, one, nobody knew that initially, but she still created, even though she had some famous friends over, but we saw her family, we saw her husband, had, you know, before he passed away. And I'm a big Nigella Lawson fan. I love her cookery. And she wasn't afraid to get messy. She was a bit cheeky. She was a bit, you know, she was sexy, but she was very relatable. You know, she was, you know, very full figured. It was like, you know, a lot of men just were like imagining like being married to someone like her. It's like someone that's, you know, very sexy, but can cook. And like I say, she was cheeky, but she was very relatable. And I think like even with Martha Stewart, no matter whether they're doing it in their own place or they've hired a kitchen, it doesn't matter. The way that they do it creates us to want to try these recipes, want to kind of have a little bit of that in our home. And even if we are struggling, even if there are times when, you know, we may not be able to afford those things, what tends to happen is that they sort of, they do it either in a way that it's so lovely that you don't mind, and it's almost like a bit of escapism, or they show you how to do a more budget version. You know, they say, you know, look, if you've got the most expensive things, that's great, but here you are, you know, you could do this budget version using this. Meghan doesn't do that because she's so intent on looking like she's rich. This is like her obsession of looking like she's rich, looking as if she's got everything. So then it becomes, well, who are you appealing to? Because rich people are not going to be watching what you're doing, because most of the time they're probably getting people in. You know, when you look at the Kardashians, a lot of them just get people in to decorate. They're not there, a lot of them, in the kitchen baking. And if they are, they're certainly not watching somebody like Meghan. So then you're thinking, well, then is she trying to appeal to all of us? But the problem you have is that she is just so unrelatable. That's the one common theme. And you'd think by now, well, if she wasn't narcissistic, that she would think, I need to be more relatable. I need to find out what it is. But the problem with someone like Meghan is you can't fake that. You know, well, I mean, I don't know, maybe you can if you are very good at it, but to someone like Meghan, she can't. You know, you either have it within you, because even, like I said, even when you've got the likes of Martha Stewart, Mary Berry, or Delia Smith, or whoever it is, Nigella Lawson, whoever it is that there's a part of them that has this warmth and love, and so it shines through. Even if they're doing it in some makeshift kitchen that's not even theirs, or makeshift home, it doesn't matter, because they're still bringing themselves. None of us know who Meghan is, because Meghan doesn't even know who she is. So she cannot bring anything authentic to the table, because she isn't. It's just not in her. She's so vacuous, and there's no substance there. So of course, you know, she drags in Harry, because it's like, you know, got to keep reminding everybody that I'm married to a member of the royal family. And again, because we know the way that their relationship is, again, it just comes across, just there's no connection there. You know, because we know how she treats her father, we know how they've treated the royal family. When she sits there talking about, well, this is about togetherness and love and bringing friends and family together. It's like, what friends? What family, Meghan? Because we never see these alleged children. So we don't believe that these two are even your children. You have consistently lied. You've treated your father and your entire family abominably. The royal family, again, you have treated with the utmost disrespect. You know, not just to the family in general, but to the legacy that is the monarchy. You have treated it like a joke, like it's, you know, and all you want it for is the money. Because let's be honest, without Harry, you have nothing. Nothing. Because if you had, you would have had it before Harry. So, you know, nothing she does creates us to have the warm and fuzzies. And this now has got to a point where Netflix, I have heard, and I think that most of us know that Netflix are done. So I think what she did was that she filmed the season 1 and 2 back to back. And then she filmed a Christmas special with the view of having the Christmas special to try to eclipse Catherine, her Christmas Carol event. I don't think that she necessarily maybe planned for it to be on this state dinner, but I definitely feel that she tried to upstage, because she would know that it was always at the beginning of December, even though it's aired on this December the 24th, but it's, people turn up and we see it, it's there. But it's, like I say, it's fallen completely flat. Because now what she didn't know back then was that nobody's interested. So when she did season 1, it literally was so tone deaf and nobody really cared. It got a few more views because I think people like myself that want to critique her, even though I didn't view it on Netflix, but I did view it to look to sort of see what it was. But I couldn't do the whole thing because it was so nauseating, and people said the same thing. But because she's already done the season 2, Netflix are trying to get as much money back probably as possible. So of course then they're like, well, okay, yes, we'll put season 2 out, even though she creates it to look like, oh my gosh, I'm so successful, they've let me do a season 2. But again, a lie. Why do you, the fact that these lies come out is, of course, the more she lies, the more people are just like, why do you feel the need to lie all the time? It's like you're lying like you breathe. No matter what is going on, it's lie after lie after lie after lie. We know, people by now all know that there is something hinky with the children. There is something hinky in their relationship. There is no friends. The only friends that she has are the people that she uses. There's no long-term friends. It's come out that they're using Victoria Jackson, who's a multi-millionaire, a 70-year-old, because they're probably running out of money. So it's, her pop-up store, nobody's interested. And now she's resorted to selling her products on the Soho House website because nobody's interested. And this is the problem, and this is the problem. But, it's deserved. It's absolutely deserved. And I'm sorry, but Harry, you're going to continue because, what was it? Recently he went to Canada for this estate agent talk where he was hired. What does he know about estate agency? And again, nothing. No one really talked about it. It's I've got people that I know in Canada, and nobody said no. It was nowhere. No one cares. Harry is a footnote now. No one cares about him. Meghan, to be honest, is the story, but in the most negative way. Harry is just like, he's there. So she thinks that she's got something by creating him to appear in this special, but to be honest, no one cares about him either. So it's just, I think it's time. I think Netflix needs to just be done, because I would imagine that this Christmas special is going to be as disastrous in views as her second, well, both of them really. So, I think that she, because I do get asked, what do I think will happen? And I think she'll double down for a bit. I think that because she doesn't see it. Narcissists don't. She will be blaming the royal family. She will blame even Netflix. She will blame Harry. She will blame anyone for the fact that this has failed. She will blame the royal family, even though she's purposely timed it for when she did, but she'll still blame the royal family and the mainstream media for, and in her mind, what she'll be saying to herself is, if people could just stop listening to the hate and could just see what I'm trying to do, I think that I would be loved. But the thing is Meghan, it's got nothing to do with what the mainstream media say or anything else. We see it for ourselves. Anyone that uses critical thinking, anyone that uses their eyes, ears and their brain can see for themselves the type of person that you are. But to her, she won't see it. She will still believe that she can be as big as the Kardashians, if not bigger. But of course, with that, you know, debacle that happened recently. I think that that's, you know, I think anyone that has given her grace, that has probably sat on the fence, even they are probably going, you know what, I'm finding it really hard to defend you now. This is so bad, so bad. And like I say, and now obviously the fact that she's lied again by filming this with Guy, and I do wonder if Netflix are leaving things in, because you cannot tell me that she wouldn't have seen that. And she probably has said, you know, you need to remove that. And Netflix have gone, no. No, we're going to leave that in. A bit like the I'm Sussex now, you know. Yeah, we're going to leave that in. And it just creates her to look as pretentious as we know she is. So, yeah, let me know your thoughts in the comments. Have you watched some of it? Did you feel the same way that I did, where I just wanted to get my sick bucket? What are your thoughts? You know, let me know, because I do enjoy reading your comments. So I also put in, after my last video, I saw in the comments that people are calling her Salmonella Sussex. Salmonella. And obviously I didn't know why. I didn't know where this come from, but I believe it's, correct me if I'm wrong, the Sidley twins. Now, I get it. I get the reason why, because it was to do with obviously the turkey gate, and it's funny, but it's no disrespect to the Sidley twins, because they are very funny together and I do enjoy them. But can we please find another name? Because this poor county that I live in, I was born here, raised here, love this county, has been through enough, because not only do we have those two as the association, we have the cult squad that call themselves the Sussex squad, which I hate and refuse to say, apart from the fact that while I'm explaining. And now we have this Salmonella Sussex. We've been punished enough. So can we find, whether it's Salmonella Markles, Salmonella Sally, someone said that in the comments, and I thought that was quite funny. Salmonella, anything but the word Sussex, please, because I just can't. It's like I felt myself having this visceral reaction when I saw it coming through the comments. I was like, Salmonella Sussex, what? And then obviously I didn't know. And then I realised, obviously found out where it come from. So like I say, no shade or disrespect to the Sidley twins, because like I say, they are very funny and I do get what they were trying to do. But respectfully, for Sussex, please, can we just think of another name? So that's all I'm going to say on it. So yeah, if you... so obviously you've seen going across the bottom there all the ways to join up on the platforms that I'm on, everything else that you can do, like, subscribe, hype the videos, etc, etc. Like I say, Christmas coming up. I know some of you want to send me cards and Christmas presents. Of course, there are ways to do that. I have a PO box, which I will just put up here, but you can also see all the links in my description box below. There's an email. You can send, I think, e-cards. If you want to write to me, of course you can. If you want to send me a physical card, that would be amazing, because I do love them and I keep them all. Obviously, Christmas presents, if you want to, you can go onto my Amazon wish list and send it via the PO box. So also, just quickly to say, I have asked people to email me in their Christmas pictures, whether it's your Christmas tree, whether it's your decorations, whether it's your family, whatever it is. If you don't want them to go up here, that's absolutely fine. But here is one that has been sent to me, and so I am putting this up. If you are sending pictures of your family and there's anyone in there, like children, I will put a smiley face over them, because I'm very against putting children up online. So yeah, but if you want to, please email me and send me your Christmas pictures, and between now and the new year I will be showcasing those pictures. So yeah, so that's the first one, and yeah, so don't forget, as always, I will see you next week, and remember, I love you, I appreciate you, but most of all, I respect you. Take care. Bye bye. Mwah.